Can I sit down now? You've seen me, you've taken your picture, correct? Can I sit down?
Yes.
Right. I'm a sitting judge of the country. Okay. Now, the reason we have called this meeting is you all know that we have an election petition elected in connection with the by-election that was conducted on 27th of November last year, Mbeere North MP seat. Everybody knows. It was in the media, it was hot, so it's well known. An election petition, actually two election petitions have been filed. Petition number 1 and petition number 2. Petition number 1 involves two petitioners who are dissatisfied, two members of the public who are dissatisfied with the outcome. Petition number 2 involves the petitioner being the loser in the election, the Honorable Mbeere, and of course the petition is against IEBC, the returning officers, and the sworn in or elected MP of Muthende. Those petitions are coming up tomorrow for pre-trial directions. Pre-trial directions. Pre-trial directions are where we discuss with the parties what they have filed, the documents, who they are, their names and addresses. And we also discuss the fact that because an election petition must be concluded, in other words, a judgment must have been rendered within 6 months from the date when the declaration of the winner was made, within 6 months. So we try to engage with the parties on how do we ensure that we keep within the statutory timelines. The statutory timelines cannot be extended, not by the High Court, not by the Court of Appeal, not by the Supreme Court. So 6 months. In other words, we must have a judgment by latest 28th of May of this year. Okay? So in order for us to fit in the whole case, all the matters, applications, in other words, interlocutory applications, the hearing itself of the petition, if there is any scrutiny and recount that is going to be allowed or agreed upon, that has to be, all those things have to occur within those 6 months. So it's not an easy exercise to accomplish, but we have routinely done it in the judiciary. It just depends on very much on how we manage the case. And so tomorrow's trial is intended to give directions on how we manage the case. It's like a roadmap. I call it a roadmap from beginning of the petition to the end. Already certain things have been undertaken. The petition has been filed. It has been served. Responses have been received. They have been served. So tomorrow we are going to find out whether everybody has complied with their part, and if there are any applications, and there are quite a number of applications, when will those applications be heard, what kind of time frame, when will their decisions for those applications, when are those decisions expected to be rendered. Now, for a petition to be successful, the public must be made very aware of what is going on. Courts are open places where the public has general access. And so we intend to keep it that way. The court will remain open, there will be general access. But we also know that petitions are hot and sometimes can be very untidy. And I think in this particular case, if my memory serves me right, I remember reading from your media that each party, the party that won and the party that lost, particularly those two parties, those were the big players, they kept repeating that that election must be won at all costs. Do you recall that? Yes. So it was do or die for the parties. We do not know whether they will extend that do or die ideology or idea into the case. If they do, we probably will have very large numbers of people coming to the court, and it will be very noisy and very unattractive, which of course will sell your media very well. Isn't that correct? If it's noisy and hot, and there are lots of mistakes that are done, it will sell. I plan through the roadmap tomorrow to avoid selling your newspaper or your media, because I plan that we will organize ourselves in such a way that things will be orderly, things will be conducted in such a way that nobody will feel that they have been harassed or unfairly treated. So some of the things that we will do, we are planning to do, is to ensure that the media has access to this place. And I think we are planning that media will sit in here. Okay? We will have a space. Now, our advisors for media purposes are the DPAC, the Directorate of Public Affairs and Communication of the Judiciary, and Shikutudi. We speak with him and his superiors from time to time. One of the things that they have done for us is that they have given us media guidelines. All right? These media guidelines will be posted on the door. They will be posted on the walls inside here. And if you want, we can give you a copy of the media guidelines. These media guidelines have been in place since the time of the new constitution, when we had the first election petitions in 2013. There have been small changes here and there, but generally the principles are the same. One of the things that you will find from the media guidelines is you will see, for example, that you will have to get access to the petition, and because the numbers of people might be many, and we cannot only have the media. Already, the media is almost filled the court. So we have very little space for everybody else, for the members of the public. So one of the things that you will have to do is that we will have to ensure that if you are with the regular media houses, that we are able to identify you. It says in guideline number 1 that only media representatives with membership to the Media Council shall be allowed to cover court proceedings and judiciary events. Evidence of such membership shall be produced upon request. Now, I know that that may raise questions with regard to those who are probably bloggers or other influencers who have access to very large numbers of viewers or followers, and that those ones might even be able to get more information out to members of the public than some of the media organs, or established media. What do they call them? What? The usual media organs are called what? Mainstream? Mainstream is one of the words, yes. So let's say mainstream media. So that's one. I am aware that there will be that question, and we will have to have a discussion with you about that. We will designate when people in the media will be required to stay. We will also give you directions as to what kind of equipment you can use, when you can take photographs, especially if you're using a flashlight. All that is the media guidelines. Are these guidelines available? You can just send it out on WhatsApp. Do you have a WhatsApp group?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, that makes it very easy. Just take the WhatsApp group number. Is it somebody's telephone?
No, I have his contact. He'll be able to know his passage.
Okay. Yeah, they are all entitled to have a copy of this. So please read these if you want to be in good standing with this particular court, because I tend to be, how do I put it? Not strict. I'm not strict. I'm smiling. I smile a lot. But I am also somewhat firm. And one of the things I don't like at all is misreporting, which is why we give you access. Okay? One of the things that we have been talking about with the team at BPAC and also with my team here, including ICT, is how can we best help you to get a daily summary of what happened, so that if you are now going to report other things outside of what happened, then I can deal with you, isn't it? Because if you misreport, then we are entitled to deal with misreporting. So we are working very hard. Hopefully we'll be able to give you at the end of each day, we'll be able to give you a small, maybe a 1-page, 1.5-page summary of the events that occurred in court, the substance of the events. And then by the following day, we should be able to have a transcript of the proceedings, which I'm not sure whether we are entitled to give them to you. I know the parties are entitled to a copy of the transcript, but I'm not sure about, it doesn't say here whether the press is entitled to a transcript of the proceedings. The best case scenario would be if one of you, members of the media, one of your organizations, would be able to live stream the case, which makes it then easier for you to report accurately because you have the information, and also makes it better in terms of crowd control. Not everybody would have to come to the court to listen to the case, because then they can watch it on YouTube, isn't it? Which means they can stay at home, they can stay in their clubs or in the street, wherever they are, or in the offices, then they can watch it, and they will be up to date with accurate information. So one of the questions which I had is whether there is any media company here which has such a big interest, particularly those that are coming from the Mbeere region, have such a big interest in the case that you would be happy to work with us to live stream. Is there any such? Okay.
Not unless we talk.